Good evening, guys. It's Sarah Otis here. I wanted to come online today and do a quick reading and share some insight, some wisdom, and wish you guys a very happy super new moon in Taurus. I know a lot of you guys are curious because they say this is the closest the moon has been to Earth in 68 years. So a lot of people, which is awesome, is the collective is out there watching and looking and sharing in that excitement of seeing the moon. So hopefully you guys have gotten out there and looked at it last night and then this morning and tonight. So kind of what's coming up. I've got several different decks I've been working with here today for the reading. One of them is Keepers of the Light, and then I used the Energy Oracle cards, Messages from Angels, and the Gateway Oracle cards, and then the cards of Surrender. So the first three from the Keepers of the Light that came up were, we had Lord Shiva, Saint Germain, and Paul the Venetian. All of them kind of have the same theme. It's like right now, I don't know if any of y'all saw what I had posted earlier, I guess last week, about how, we all need to step up and join together and love one another. And it's time for us to rise up. And that's basically what's coming through. So Lord Shiva is transcendence. It's rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. So what he is saying is, what's scaring you? What is getting in your path that's keeping you from being willing to show up, to let people see who you truly are, to shine your light, to speak your truths? What's stopping you? What fear, or what limitation or excuse, or whatever it is you want to label it? What's stopping you? Most of the time it's fear. I'll be the first. I've been there numerous times. So it can be a challenge at times. And he's really saying your time is now. The energies are in the collective for us to feel supported in showing up and shining in our light. And it goes into Saint Germain. It's karma releasing. Move beyond drama, create your own path, and make room for good energy. So what he's going into is, so often we use the excuse of our past, the things that have happened to us, instead of looking at as they're happening for us. Because the thing is, we create every experience, from extreme trauma to pain to disease, illness, accidents, anything. We create. A lot of people don't like to hear that, but we do on a subconscious level. Somewhere along the line, there's something that we need to learn that will help us let go of some limitations or move forward. So we have situations put in our path to help us release and awaken. So what this one is really speaking about is, it's time to not allow your limitations of your past experiences to limit you now. A lot of people will say, well, I'm too scared to show up or stand in my truth because of something blah, blah, blah in my past, or someone told me this, or, this happened. That was anything that someone tells you, like directing at you, a lot of times is a projection of their own fears within themselves. And they project it on others thinking it's getting it out of their system. But really it's not. It's just showing us what's really going on within you. So it's a time to release the past, let it all go. And more of it speaks to this in the spread. And the next one that comes in is Paul the Venetian. So it's experiencing grace. So share your gifts with grace. Ways of inspiration and love are coming to you. So the thing is, when we show up, we allow people to see who we are, and then things will start to make sense of what it is we're here. We all have a profound purpose. We didn't come here just to have fun on planet Earth. I mean, we did. We can still have fun, don't get me wrong, but we all have a particular purpose and job per se, not like a 9-to-5 job, but a job to help humanity, the collective. And we each have our own innate gifts and abilities, and Some have the ability for speech. You know, they're a wonderful communicator, and they can communicate some profound things. You have those that can write. You have these brilliant writers, people that like to create films and things like that. However it is you need to get your word, your message out, find that. So it goes into, we had a card of clarity, and the card was journey. And this is from the energy deck. And what it was saying to me, those of you that are not already kind of on a spiritual journey, or have gone to the point where you've gone within to seek the answers, that's what it's saying. Because that's part of you rising up and showing up and sharing your light. Some of you guys may have to go on a journey. The journey is within inside, and listen to your heart and soul to let them speak to you what is you need to hear that's going to help you be able to rise up and release the karma. Because the thing is, when you do show up and you start sharing your gifts and your truth, the karma of whatever you brought into this lifetime, maybe you needed to show up in a certain respect so it could be gone. Because sometimes things you share, you don't know the profound effect it's going to have on another. Someone may be waiting for that moment for you to shine and to show up and say something that they need to hear, and it'd be like, oh wow, I really need to hear that today. And then right there, it may have been, that's the only thing you were supposed to share with that person, and there the karma's been disconnected. You guys are moving on your own path. So a card that came in is some support from the angels. It was Bridget. It says, caution is warranted. Look deep into the situation before proceeding further. Sometimes as we're coming into our gifts and abilities, there's many times we don't trust our intuition. And they'll come into play in a second. So sometimes that's where you have to get silent. Silence out all the outside people that are wanting to, not that they aren't going to be helpful to you, but sometimes you need away from anybody else that can influence you, that you're only in your own self, your own space, and you're only listening to you. And sometimes that's what it takes. But then at times we'll get to a point where we don't trust what's coming up. So that's where this card came in. Trusting your intuition. And an affirmation is, my life is truly guided. But the thing is, sometimes we do need to reach out to others and bounce ideas off others, people that we trust, that are of a higher mind, meaning they're open-minded, and they would understand you and they wouldn't judge you. Because the thing is, nothing worse than opening up and feel like, you can try to speak what's coming up and then to feel judged. That's the last thing you won't need right now. So you'll get to a point where you trust your intuition. So that sometimes takes time if you've had, troubles with that. And then we have the two cards of it, like energies that need to be surrendered. One of them is surrender to complete healing. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. And it goes back to before, when you rise up and you stand in your truth and in your power and in your being, the healing will start to occur. Because sometimes it takes you helping others for you to help yourself ultimately. And some people will say, well, I've done all the work, I don't need to heal, I'm fine. But we're always evolving. We never stop. And there's always new things that need to be released and healed. So, if you've never heard the saying where, your life is an onion and you just keep, peeling back layers and layers and layers to where you get more down to the core, but then you're like, you've released all these other outer layers and you're just like, wow, you may have a new situation come in your path that tests you in the same way maybe a previous situation had maybe years ago. But what it's doing now is it's wanting to see how much you've evolved, how much you've learned, and how you're going to behave, and are you going to do things different? Or are you going to fall back into the old patterns, the old beliefs? So that's a lot of what comes up when you still have healing around certain situations. You'll just have another situation come to help test you. The other is surrender to non-action. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. So the thing is, while you're working on yourself, taking care of your own healing, sometimes you don't need to act, meaning you'll know when it's time. You don't have this awareness like, it's time. It is time for me to step up and to shine. And that's where you goes back to trusting your intuition. Because when it's meant to be, everything will line up into place. And sometimes when you know it's really right, is like when you're getting ready to do something and it scares you, but you have those butterflies in your stomach or you feel like you're going to be sick type thing, that is your intuition telling you it's time. Or a lot of people might perceive that as, no, it's not time. I need to, no, we'll just wait. But if you keep waiting for that feeling to go away, you'll wait the rest of your life. Once you can overcome that and just push through it, you'll be like, you look back and be like, wow, what was I waiting on? So that's kind of all that's coming through. And the one thing I wanted to say is it wanted me to wear coral, peachy coral today. And so when I looked it up, it says being able to love ourselves, or the wisdom of love is what the one side had said, the spiritual meaning of coral. And that makes total sense. We need to love ourselves. And based on what's going on in the collective, that's what's being shown with what's going on. You know, I don't talk about these things. I don't talk about politics and religion. That's a no-go zone for me. But it's kind of hard not to face what's going on in my country, and it's affecting the whole world. What it's showing is we need to go towards love and not towards the hate, because what people are spitting out in hate is what they hate about themselves. And they always say, hurt people hurt people. So why go and spat out more of your own hurt onto someone else thinking, oh, well, it's just getting it out of my system. Now you've traumatized that person. Is that fair? We all have free will. And we cannot impose our hate upon other people. It's not fair. And so that's where people really need to step back right now and look at what's being shown. What is it bringing up in you? What is bubbling to the surface that's making you so angry or resentful or festering? Or are other people just really calm? Mostly I'm just calm and chill about, because I know everything happens for a reason. We all created this from our own subconscious thoughts. It's what's in the collective energy. Everything that we're all needing to heal within ourselves, we put out there, and that's what we created. We all as a whole created this, because it's time for all of us to get rid of our old karma, old patterns, and the old way of doing things, and to rise up into the light and be of a being of love. And when we do, that's when things are really good. And then you can, help others see their own light and rise up into love. And there's no better time right now. So be very good to yourselves, guys. If you need a day just to check out, you're just feeling angry and if it's possible, stay home, and go within and ask yourself, what is this trying to show me? What do I need to know about myself? Why are these emotions coming up? And if you stop and listen, it'll answer you. So it's better you stay home and work on yourself than to go out into the world and spat it at someone else who didn't ask for it. Even though that person subconsciously did ask for it in a way, they just didn't know it was coming. So just always have discernment and be mindful of others. So if you just go out with a big loving heart and help others out and shine your light, then you don't have to worry about the rest of this. So I love you guys just the same. There's no judgment. And that's all. So that's all that's coming through today. So I will see you guys again later. And I was going to extend my readings, the discount, I think for about 5 more days. And then once my website and everything goes live, then it's going to be the new pricing. So if any of you guys are interested in your own private reading, let me know. And you can go to my website, Sarah Otis, that's OTIS.com. And you'll see, because it's right now being revamped, so you'll just see the readings that are available right now. And once those discounted rates are gone, they're gone. So it'll be normal rates. So if you want to jump on it, go ahead. Because even if you're not ready for it now, but you want to take advantage of the pricing, you can purchase a gift certificate. And then you have up to a year to use it. So if that resonates, I'll see you soon. So take care until next time. Much love. Bye-bye.